Fourth Wing is well known to anyone who follows bookish social media. It's been well advertised and sold out, and everywhere I check online, there are glowing reviews for this YA fantasy romance. I'm not here to make anyone's young taste bad. If you read Fourth Wing and enjoyed it, I am overjoyed for you. I want readers to enjoy what they read. This was not a book that worked for me, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who didn't enjoy it. I got about 45% of the way through before realizing this was going to be a slog and giving up. There were two main reasons I could not get interested in this book: the fantasy archetypes and tropes at work in the plot, and the pacing. Fourth Wing takes place in a fictional setting in which the country of Navarre defends its borders with an elite force of dragon riders. Navarre's young people enter one of 4 quadrants to serve their country when they reach the equivalent of real-world college age. Violet Sorrengail is petite and prone to mishaps, and by all accounts, she should be sent to the scribe quadrant. Violet's mother, a general, instead sends her to the rider's quadrant, where she will most likely be killed before graduation. Side note: Violet's mother is not fantastic. If Violet survives her term at the War College, she may be chosen as a dragon's bonded rider. I'm not sure why the War College is so committed to murdering off its cadets or having them kill each other. Fratricide is publicly encouraged in order to eliminate weak recruits. At the same time, we're constantly informed that there are fewer riders and dragons each year, and I feel this is a case of causation, not correlation. Don't they also need workers for other jobs? Who prepares the lunch? Violet has no business being in the rider quadrant. She's incredibly intelligent and, like her father, would have flourished as a rider. Everyone in the rider quadrant appears to be aware of this, and several people volunteer to assist her in finding a way out and over to the scribes, where, simply, things sound a lot nicer. Violet refuses because her mother will find a way to send her back, and she is adamant on proving she can do it. In the actual world, sometimes you can't do something even if you genuinely believe in yourself. Cadet training includes the balance beam from hell as well as a ninja warrior course, all as the other cadets try to murder you. Violet survives, owing primarily to her status as the Chosen One. The Chosen One is a trope seen often in YA fantasy, and it doesn't really work for me. That's not to say there's anything wrong with it, it's just not a trope I particularly enjoy, and this book relies heavily on it. For me, the Chosen One trope allows the reader to accept that the heroine is somehow more special than her peers without actually doing much to prove it. In Violet's case, she's clever and brave, but so are a lot of the other cadets. Violet even has the special hair. The ends are always silver regardless of how short she cuts it. That indicates the Chosen One heroine. She won't give up, she has fun hair, and 2 hot guys like her, so she must be our heroine, I guess. Violet injures herself a lot in the first half of the book, and well-meaning people worry about her, but she is determined to prove her mother wrong even though she hates it and will probably die regardless. It crawled for me, mainly because the stakes looked so ludicrous that I didn't care all that much in the first place. I mean, on her first day of school, she's walking the balance beam of death while the man behind her attempts to stab her, and that's a level of intensity I'm not prepared for. Also, why is this entire society's military founded on 20-year-olds killing each other? If the weak have to be weeded out, why not put them in a job somewhere else? Wouldn't you just have a ton of sociopathic dragon riders at the end? To be fair, some of this could have been answered if I had finished the book, but I didn't. It takes almost half the book for Violet to survive dragon basic training and finally meet and bond to a dragon. It was at that point I gave up. If I wasn't invested when the talking dragons showed up, I wasn't going to be invested, period. There's also a romance element here between Violet and her wing leader Zayden, who is the meanest and scariest of the wing leaders, and also her mom got his family killed. So that's going to make the holidays real awkward. Violet is so attracted to him he makes her scalp tingle. Like Head and Shoulders, the tingling means the romance is working. Anyway, if Fourth Wing is your thing, I really wish you the best. For me, there was too much about someone in a bad circumstance persisting on staying in a bad situation for reasons that didn't make much sense, along with poor plot development and certain cliches I dislike. I questioned why anything was happening far too many times, and the book never offered or hinted at a satisfactory reason beyond, so I went on.